Guys, what's good? Coming at y'all with a quick video of the first Tudor that I have reviewed. Really the first modern Tudor that I've owned. Let me show you the box real quick. Let's take that out. Because, you know, I see a lot of videos. Nobody ever shows the box on a Tudor. So it comes in a simple box. You see the Tudor logo there. You see the Tudor shield here. Now let's take that out. Push that to the side. And then this is kind of like a squishy material. And then let's open it up. Can I do that one-handed? Hang on one second. I'll be right back. Sorry. Okay, up. And there you see what the box looks like. Kind of, I don't know, kind of black. It's got the Tudor logo here. This is kind of like soft, squishy stuff. It's like a suede material. Looks pretty nice. And let's see here. This is where the watch was. And you can see it's got some slots. This is probably to put a strap in. And then let's see what's in here. Pull that little ribbon and then you get a booklet. That's the chronometer certification. Cool. You know, whatever that means. And then you get this really simple international guarantee. And so this Tudor, this watch was from August of 2021, so a pretty recent watch. That's cool. And then you get a simple booklet that nobody will read. And where's the watch? It is right here on my wrist. I'll be right back and let's take a closer look at it, okay? Okay, guys, we're back and let's take a look at this watch. This is the Tudor Black Bay 58 or a BB58. And this is a really nice watch. Let me give you a spoiler and tell you that I like this watch a lot more than I thought I would whenever I first got it. You know, like a lot of my watches, I traded for it. And I gave up my Sinn 556i plus quite a bit of money to acquire this watch. You know, everybody knows I'm a huge 556 fan. I'm a huge Zinn, that's Z-I-N-N, fan. But, you know, I love the 556. You know, I have the 556 ARS. That one is the keeper for me. You know, that I was able to trade for it so I could have both watches simultaneously to make that video, which has been pretty successful comparing, you know, the I to the A. Check that out if you haven't. But the I kind of felt a little bit expendable. And so, you know, because of that, I said, well, I've got a chance to, quote, trade up to a Tudor. That's exciting. A watch that I haven't reviewed. I haven't even owned a modern Tudor. I've owned a few of the vintage subs that are kind of similar to this. And I actually have one of the vintage Monte Carlo chronographs. That thing's awesome. Anyway, but this is a modern Tudor and it would give me an opportunity to kind of try it out on the wrist. And this is the one I wanted. So this is the Black Bay 58. Comes in several different colors, several different case materials. This is plain Jane stainless steel. But it comes in, believe it or not, 18 karat yellow gold. I mean, who is out there buying 18 karat yellow gold Tudor Black Bay 58s? I mean, just hats off and just nothing but respect. That is just true baller status. It also comes in even a more useless material though, and that is in like pure sterling silver. I mean, I like the idea of it, of course, but man, I mean, do you know how much sterling silver patinas, even if you just look at it? I mean, if you're in any kind of humidity, that's gonna be a disaster. But this is just a plain Jane stainless steel one, and this has the blue dial. And dare I say the iconic, I know, overused word, blue dial. Because some of the vintage Tudor subs had this blue dial. It's a really nice, pretty shade of blue. And I have it on an aftermarket strap, which I think goes really well with the watch. But yeah, there it is on the wrist. Okay, it is not a large watch. It is only 39 millimeters in diameter, and that makes it wear extremely well. I mean, it fits really well on my small wrist, and I think it would look really good on anybody's wrist, even if you have a larger one. Just because it's small in diameter doesn't mean it doesn't have presence. Check out that beautiful crown. Let me take this off, and we'll take a closer look at it. Hang on a second. This is a Hirsch HIRSCH strap. Check these out. I mean, these are amazing straps. They are better than OEM. This is the, I think this is called a Robby, R-O-B-B-Y strap, but you can see it's got a leather impregnated with plastic or silicone on top, and then it has a silicone plastic bottom that makes it super breathable. All right, it's not about the strap though, it's about the watch. 39 millimeters in diameter, and actually pretty nice and thin. I mean, that's about like 11, 12 millimeters, maybe 11 and a half millimeters in diameter there. This Black Bay 58 is much thinner than the larger ones. And if Tudor has an Achilles heel that they have got to figure out, it is the thickness of their watches. I mean, this one is like perfect. I mean, so which is why I wanted to get this model, but it is just ridiculous how thick their GMT movement makes the watch, and it's ridiculous how big like the 41 millimeter Black Bays are. And don't even like start me on those chronographs. They're so pretty in you know, head on, but when you see them in profile, I mean, those are just like a freaking biscuit on your wrist. So yeah, this is the Black Bay 58. It's 39 millimeters in diameter. You know, the dial, you know, really pretty. It's got a little bit of shine to it, and you can see the bezel is a matching blue color. It's a 60 click bezel. Decent action. You know, I like 60 click bezel. 60 click is just as good as 120. You know, my Panerai 683 has a 60 click bezel, and that really opened my eyes to how good that can be, because look, you can very quickly, easily set it right to the minute hand. And the nice thing about a 60 click bezel is it is much easier for the company to line it up just right with that 12 o'clock marker. How annoying is it whenever it doesn't line up just right? So that's not often a problem with a 60 click bezel. No, look at that. There's no crown guards here. So it's kind of like a throwback to those big crown subs. And you can see that's definitely got some big crown action. I didn't know how I'd feel about the crown. You can see it's got the Tudor rose there. I really like it, man. It is easy to grip. It is easy to get a hold of, and it's super good. The winding is great. This has a Tudor in-house movement, so that's cool. It's not just an off-the-shelf ETA movement. It's a Tudor in-house movement, and it has a whopping 70 hours of power reserve. So this Tudor movement has as much power reserve as the latest generation of Rolex in-house movements. It beats my 116610 sub, which only has like 40, I think like 48 hours of power reserve. So it does better than that even. So I'm impressed. It's a great size at 39 millimeters. It wears really well on the wrist. I love the blue color. The lume is decent. You know, it's not Rolex lume, but it's decent. And I think it's easy to pair with different straps. You know, it does, of course, come with a bracelet, comes with an optional textile strap or like a suede strap. You know, I'm always going to change out my strap, and so I put it on a really nice Hearst strap, you know, simple case back. It's got a little bit of markings on the back. I think it's 200 meters water resistant. Lug width is 20 millimeters. I'm rambling. Let's get it on my wrist again, and let me talk to you about my further impressions. Give me a second. Okay, we're back, and let's throw this on and see how it looks and feels. You know, the build quality is, I would say, really, really good. I would put it a notch below Omega, but just a notch. I think, you know, I think Omega makes a really good watch. I think Tudor makes a really good watch. I would put it just a notch below Omega, and I mean, probably a notch below modern Breitling as well. I mean, Omega and Breitling to me are about the same in terms of build quality, and you know, feel free to flame me like crazy on that, but I mean, it's just a fact. I've owned a lot of both of them. So the build quality is excellent. Definitely superior to something like a Longines or like a Tissot, or that's not even like the same thing. Let's try it on the wrist though. 20 millimeter lug width, I think I mentioned that, and let's see what this thing feels like. And yeah, like there you go. I mean, I think it feels really good. I think it looks really good. You know, I think it looks like really cool with this tan, brown, leather, rubber, you know, hybrid strap. It just kind of gives it the right vibe, gives it the right energy, and it's just very comfortable. It's lightweight because it's not a large watch. You know, another thing that I didn't mention when I had the watch up close is that they have some other vintage features on some of these Tudor models, like a chamfered lug. And so that's kind of like that old fashioned when there's like a beveled edge on the lugs. And it gives like a really cool effect. I like it. You know, I like the watch. And like I said before in this video, you know, the spoiler is that I liked it a heck of a lot more than I thought it would. I think it looks cool. I think it looks modern. It looks like correct. It's not trying to look like a vintage watch. You know, it doesn't have like faux patina and, you know, all these like weird little effects on the dial that make it seem almost like a movie prop. Rather, it just looks like a normal men's watch. You know, it's got some style to it. You know, it's got a sapphire crystal, of course, but it's got like a little dome to that sapphire, so it gives it a little play in the light. You know, and at 39 millimeters, anybody can wear this watch. I really like it. I think it's really cool. I think it's money really well spent. How much money are we talking? If you want it on a strap, you're going to pay around $3,500. That's the MSRP. I'll be honest, I mean, that's a lot of watch, even at retail. And the nice thing is you can get these at retail. Even aftermarket, these are selling around retail price, which I think is reasonable. It's a fairly priced watch. It looks really good. Honestly, I think maybe even at retail, it's a little undervalued in the market, especially this blue version. You know, everybody loves a blue watch. I mean, there's a lot of hype around that. It's a good blue color. It's a good size. It's easy to wear. It's nice and thin. And, you know, I mean, I never would recommend a watch thinking that it would appreciate in value. But if there's one that's pretty cheap to get into, that is holding its value and will continue to do so and has a good chance of appreciating some, I think the Black Bay 58 in this blue color is a good choice. I would probably recommend getting the bracelet since it's so like expensive. I think the bracelet though is not something that is for me because it's got these fake rivets in it. It's kind of like a little bit cheesy to me, you know, so of course I'm always going to get like the cheapest version just because I know it's going to have 100% of the technology without having to pay for all the cosmetic stuff. But I think if you're interested in the watch, I think the bracelet is a cool version. And what I would do is I would get it with the bracelet, remove the bracelet immediately, and put it on a much better strap like I did. Guys, I hope you like this quick look at the Tudor Black Bay 58. I like the watch a lot more than I thought I would. It hurts to give up the Zin. It hurts to give up all that cash. But, I think it was money well spent. I mean, I think this is a cool watch. It's a Swiss watch. And while the 556i has a lot of value to it, I think a Tudor is something that is going to, it appeals to maybe the same clientele, but in a different way, if that makes sense. It's a men's watch. It's a classic tool watch, but it has a little bit more, a little bit more of a jewelry effect, a little bit more shine to it, if that makes sense. All right, I'm rambling as always, guys. I hope you like this quick look at the Tudor Black Bay 58 in the blue, a really cool watch. Be on the lookout for a video that I'm going to make pretty soon comparing this Tudor to my Rolex sub. That should be interesting. We'll see what the conclusions of that are. Guys, take care. God bless. Hope you're doing well. Talk to you soon. Bye.